Okay, there it is. Um, Forgot that I had changed the mic in use. So now it's fixed. Okay, so sorry about that. New audio setup here with the all the sources from the Rodecaster individually kind of set up in OBS. The main advantage of me doing this going forward is that anything that I film, I'll have like discrete tracks for to then edit with. Um, so like if I'm filming a thing with Tori and we're doing like Retro Boost Arcade or whatever, I'll have individual tracks for our individual mics plus the game audio, etc., etc. Just had to change the mic assignment there. Okay, so hey everybody, nice to have you here, Pasik, Sir G, Emmy Gedden. Great to see you all here. Appreciate you tuning in. Last live stream was very strange because I had like set it up and somehow it got set to unlisted and I didn't realize. And even when I tried to fix it, it didn't seem like it really fixed it. So, yikes. Also, my SCART cable for my Super Nintendo decided to finally bite the dust. The evening that I got the modded Super Nintendo back from RetroFixes, so I was like scrambling to hook it up with component for the stream, but that also got in the way of doing the capture for my first video about the Super Nintendo. It was a whole thing that weekend. But hey, we're back now and ready to get rolling. Um, uh, yeah. So this stream is the first one with all this newfangled audio stuff. So I'm hoping it's gonna work out fine. I have tested it a good bit, so I'm not really worried. But who knows? You know how things go around here. I have a number of little control methods for things. It's cool. Before I get started, though, I realized I didn't bring the controller to this spot, so I'm gonna switch it over to our game. But then I need to grab the controller. So hold on one moment. Mickey, what you do? What's that Mickey cat doing? Mickey's in the room. All right, so here we go. Here is the one chip SNES, given the RGB Deluxe mod service as it is described by RetroFixes, which has the RGB like board amp, whatever you want to call it, bypass maybe, installed to the motherboard. It fixes the center line like noise issue. It'll fix ghosting, and the colors come across like way more natural as opposed to like the really overly vibrant profile that a lot of one chip systems are known to have. So I was messing around with it on the last stream. I'm working on getting my video about this all situated. It's pretty much done. I put like a pre-release version of it in early access yesterday. Um, I'm working on like a 2.0 version with a couple little fixes and showing some additional things. I'm also using the 8BitDo Pro 3 controller, which I think is great for older consoles. I wasn't digging it as much for like stuff like the GameCube compared to some of the other options. But much like the Pro 2, you have all the software to set up and run macros and assign buttons all over the thing. So I made like a Super Metroid profile, which did pretty well. Has been doing pretty well, I should say. All right. Remember my. Oh, there we go. I assign the items to the stick clicks, which is pretty cool. I hope everyone has had a good last week or so. For me, obviously, I've had this stuff going on. But I've also the current semester of school that I'm in is wrapping up. There's only a couple of assignments left for me to do, and then I'll be doing my next class starting the end of next week. I had to watch and analyze an episode of I Love Lucy for class last week. So that's what I've been doing. Alright, high jump boots. Woo! Yeah, man, it is good. Auto gain calibration was performed. I actually, seeing as I got this console back, and it's here to stay, I finally like set up like a proper assignment. So on the remote, I can press number 1, and it loads the start here SNES profile with my auto gain saved. So I finally have one of the pre-assigned profile thingies set. Whoa! I'll have to go down the line and keep doing that as I get comfortable with them. Yeah, I Love Lucy's great. Really funny TV show. It's like it's just as it's got like a kind of timeless quality to it, where like a lot of stuff you kind of have to watch with like the lens of, oh yeah, this is just how things were back then, whether that be a bad thing or just a dated thing. But I Love Lucy is like just as funny today as it was 60 years ago. 60, actually 70 years ago. Oh boy. Yeah, because that was the 50s. That was good. I did have to watch some variety shows as well. It was like, if you're familiar with like Saturday Night Live, it was like the progenitor to stuff like that, and man was it bad. Really awful stuff, just like really boring and terrible. Unlike I Love Lucy, not funny. Forget the name of it already. It doesn't deserve for me to remember its name. Is the reality. Oh, nice. What a coinky dink. Yeah, they had the one that I was assigned to watch for school. I was assuming it was gonna be the conveyor belt one, but it actually wasn't. It was the one where she is doing the product pitch, whatever it was called, the Vegemite Vegemin or whatever, and she gets like drunk because it contains like 23% alcohol. Got you. I also saw the movie Good Boy in theaters. Pretty good. I think that its finale isn't so good, but the journey getting to the finale is very good. So I'd say it's a good movie. It could have been like a absolutely legendary movie. I'm just not really a fan of how the ending played out and all that. I can do it. Ah. It's like a really... I think I have to run from across to the side of the room to do that. Oh. They knew when they put this room together. They knew people would be trying shenanigans. Mystery Science Theater is good stuff. I've seen a fair number of their things. to sneak up on me. I think not. Oh no! Alright. That's the shortcut back to the save room. Oh no, it's not. Need the wave beam. Okay, that is the shortcut. Alright. Played this game a trillion times and I never remember. So yeah, I watched some Hitchcock stuff too. I mean, I've seen a lot of his stuff prior to doing film school, but obviously if you're in a film class, you're going to be exposed to Hitchcock. Saw like one of his earliest movies. It was like his first talkie. I've already forgotten the name, but the opening was funny because the first like 8 minutes of it are silent, and then the first example of dialogue. What was it called? It's about a woman who murders a guy in self-defense, and then she's kind of like dodging police, and a different guy ends up like getting wrapped up in it because she's like dating a detective or something. Oh, damn it! It was a while ago. It was almost a year ago. I saw that. It was good. I remember liking it, but it's really funny how it's like Alfred Hitchcock's first non-silent movie, but it opens up as a silent movie, and when there is finally sound, it's in the form of someone whispering into someone else's ear, and you can't hear what they're saying. So it's like, God damn you, playing with my emotions. What the hell was it called? It's like a girl goes home with a guy, and he's like an artist or something, and he's a creep, and he tries to force himself on her, and she kills him with a bread knife in self-defense. But, you know, she didn't like make a statement, she just fled. So it's like, oh my god, who murdered this guy? And like the detective that I think she was dating, but was like cheating on him that particular evening or something like that, you know, is onto her. And I think like another guy ends up like taking the rap for it or something, like another bad bloke. If I recall correctly, it's, like I said, it's been a while. The one that really stuck with me was North by Northwest. I had never seen that before. I've heard of it, but that was great. North by Northwest was fantastic. That one I quite enjoyed. I own some of his stuff on Balloon. Blackmail. That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, because she's getting blackmailed. And that's what it was. She's getting blackmailed, and then the detective like puts the whole rap on the blackmailer, I think, is what happens. Something like that happens. Yeah, it's definitely blackmail. Because it ends with like because it ends with like some kind of chase situation at like a museum or something. Oh yeah. Alright, here's where I have to do my tricky wall jump. I'm getting the wave beam early without getting the grapple beam first. Oh no. No. Yes. I don't think I've ever done that like the way it's intended. Even when I was playing this game on like emulation when I was like 12 or whatever on a keyboard, I still did this skip. And then we got the purple beam. Another pretty funny one that I saw this semester was a movie called Ball of Fire, which was like a comedy drama sort of romance thing where it's like this woman who's like a nightclub singer, and her like boyfriend is like this notorious mobster, and he kills somebody. So the police want to interview her because she has like some kind of if she were to be interrogated, it would come out that she knows things that could implicate him. So he wants to be sure that she can't be interrogated, and has her like hide out somewhere, and she ends up hiding out with this group of professors who are in the process of writing their own encyclopedia. So it's kind of like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's like what it's kind of like a weird little parody of. Balls of Fury, no. It's sort of like a parody of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves in the sense that like she's Snow White and like the professors are the dwarves, but it's pretty surface level as far as parodies go. It's just more of a coincidence, really. Like I don't think it was like it doesn't follow the structure of Snow White's plot, but there are like some surface level elements of it. But that was pretty good. There's like a lot of funny stuff in that. That was in the 40s too. That was like a mid 40s, early 40s. It was pretty enjoyable. I had to watch a lot of silent films too. Some better than others. There's one that I would recommend if you're interested in early cinema. It was called The Last Laugh. Quite good. Yeah, that's the one. The Last Laugh was really interesting too, because like a lot of silent films will use cards for dialogue, but The Last Laugh doesn't really, which is like really weird. So like a lot of it, like the acting and like the narrative is all through the facial expressions and the actions that are happening in front of you, and it's not hard to keep up. Oh, that was almost it. Go away, flying bastard. All right. Ah! I so want to do this. I did it. Nope. 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 Alright, come on, we can do it. It's possible. It's teasing me. It's so close. Ah! Alright, I really hope that I don't need power bombs in here. Oh, I do. Because that wall's, you can blow up that wall with power bombs. You can get a missile expansion. Oh, you need the spring ball, actually. Ooh, 102%! Overachiever. I'm gonna start buying Super Nintendo stuff more frequently now too, because I have this now. I already bought actually by complete kind of coincidence of having that mentality, I came across a copy of Super Mario RPG at my local game shop, and I got it. The price was pretty good. I think that it had come down some because the remake eroded the price a little bit. It's still expensive, but it was within what I'm comfortable playing for something like that. Mikey! Hi. What you doing? Yeah? She's in her spot. Her spot that she just like refused to use when I had the camera set up as if she knew. And now the camera's gone, so it's her spot again. She was like, I will not be exploited. Oh. I've gotten a couple of Blu-rays recently. I got Superman, obviously. And then, oh man. Need the ice beam here. Hey! Oh look, the ice beam. I also got the movie Flow, which was really good. I can see why it won Best Animated Film about a cat and other animals in a flooded situation category, which is very specific, but I mean, it knew what to do to win, so. Mikey! Alright, up we go. What you doing? She don't know what she doing. Run. Oh, I hear the rain. There's a bit of a storm here today. Ah! Oh, all right. We good. Hey, 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 hey. grab thing took the hit. Oh no. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh. Doing it. How many DVDs do you think you have in your collection, by the way? After what I just acquired the other day, my Blu-ray collection is almost at 850, something like that. Been collecting those off and on since like 2013. I think that was when I kind of got the first batch of Blu-rays that formed the beginning of my collection. I think The Dark Knight was the first Blu-ray I ever got. I think it was The Dark Knight. I got it like from Blockbuster, of all places. Nice. Well, there was a time where I was buying them like really frequently. Like, I would go to Best Buy. Well, I worked there at the time, at that particular location. And even on my days off, like I would go in there, like every Tuesday when the new releases were available, and I would be getting like one or two a week typically. And before working at that Best Buy, I would get them from Target, where I worked at the time. The funny thing is that I would get them from Target because I worked there, but I would stop at that Best Buy on the way home a lot, and I would look because their movie section was bigger. And I don't think I ever bought something from that Best Buy until I actually started working there. It's pretty funny. But they used to have like a really killer movie selection at that Best Buy. No, not on Blu-rays. Nope. I would try to get them on sale if possible, with the exception of new releases that I was really excited for. I do not recall there being a discount on the movies. Discounts on other stuff, like the theater system I have here, I got at the time working there. But it's all based off of like the margins. So movies are one of those like really weird like products that has like some kind of negotiation to it, I bet. But I do not recall. I do not have any memories of like, oh yeah, movie deal. In fact, quite the opposite. I remember most of them being like really painful purchases because when 4K like first hit the scene, those Blu-rays, you know, are like $35 a pop, and I really wanted to get an amount of them to justify the purchase of the player that I had gotten. I think the first, I got like 2 or 3 of them to start with, and it was the 2016 Suicide Squad, Star Trek Beyond, and let me think. This is 2016 Ghostbusters, maybe? Or like the first 3 4K Blu-rays. And the funny thing about Suicide Squad is that the 4K Blu-ray came with this like extended cut, but that was like the regular Blu-ray copy, so it was like 1080p. And I remember like it was myself, Cameron, who's in the Discord server now, and another friend at the time. We got together to watch that because none of us had seen it, and we were all like, "Oh yeah, I got this new 4K Blu-ray player. Let's see what this looks like." And then I open it up, like it was sealed until we met for that evening, and I open it up, and there was like this funny wave of disappointment where it was like, okay, we came here to watch a 4K Blu-ray, but it's like, here's this extended cut. Obviously we want to watch that, but it's not 4K. God dang it. That movie is atrocious, by the way. I hate it. We all hated it. We were giving each other looks throughout the whole thing. Yeah, God. Alright, so we gotta go down. Probably can't go down here. Not my Harley. I know that you can cheese this. It's just like it's just like a real blah movie, and then like there's just a lot of really dumb, like just lazy stuff in it. Like, oh, here's the sky beam that every superhero-y action thing was doing at the time, and it's just kind of ugly to look at. Like the colors just kind of gross. And, Mr. Sunday Movies video on it brought up a funny point that like there's like not enough diversity in the crew because they're all just brawlers. Like they don't have like a balanced team. They're all just melee fighters. So like it's just really funny that like the whole beginning of it's like Amanda Waller's like, what if Superman tore the roof off the White House? We need a team to stop it. And it's like, that's not these guys. Like none of them on their own or together could stand even 2 seconds of a chance against Superman. But they're all just brawlers anyway, so like who cares? Oh man. But buying Blu-rays got kind of weird after I left Best Buy, because I left Best Buy to do a bunch of different installation jobs going into 2019. And that was also when the movie section started to shrink. Because like when I started working at that particular location, their movie stuff was like 3 aisles worth, which would be like 6 rows. So like literally hundreds of Blu-ray SKUs between TV shows and movies and whatever. There's always something to look at. And then it got kind of like restructured. Whoa. And they like condensed it to like these 2 back walls in the store that like did like an L shape. So it went from like 6 shelf rows that were really long, by the way. When I say 6 rows, it's like 6 rows that were like 40 feet a piece. So it was a lot of real estate. And that basically got cut into a third, and they moved it to the back of the store on these 2 this L-shaped kind of hook thing. But still a lot. Like it wasn't as much, but there was a lot. And then I left. And then when I left, I didn't really go there anymore because my job and I moved. It wasn't taking me there anymore, so I kind of switched to mainly buying through Amazon. But I was still buying stuff like really frequently. At that point, pretty much always 4K unless there was like a good deal. But I kind of slowed down on buying Blu-rays going into the pandemic. Funny enough, you think that that's when you want to like really ramp it up, but that was when I was like growing the channel and expenses were. Quackemeyer, stop. You know, money was going different places. I've had spurts where I buy them in a lot of frequency, and when I don't, I probably buy like 1 or 2 a month now. Maybe less sometimes. Oh, you bastard. Brutality. But then I went back to that store I used to work at, and what was the L-shaped kind of thing that still had like well over 100 spots for Blu-rays was just gone. Like, it's totally gone. Like, Best Buy stopped selling Blu-rays altogether at one point, but they came back online only. I guess because they realized that there was still a little bit of money to be made with that, because Amazon and some other retailers were picking up the slack. So they brought it back to an extent, but I still pretty much get them all from Amazon. There aren't really any local retailers I can go to for that stuff. Like, I've tried. There's only like 2, and the first one's FYE, but their prices are just kind of crazy. I don't like it. The other is 14 and Charles, whatever it's called, which has great deals, but there's no location convenient for me to go to, so it's always way out of the way. And I don't have many thrift shops near me. I have a couple of Goodwills. That's kind of it. I've done a lot of looking into that, because thrift shops are where people are always saying, I found Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for $2 at my local thrift stop, and I'm like, but I don't have that. I have Goodwills, but none of the Goodwills near me ever have media. Like, one of them at one point had like a ton of VHS tapes, which is where I got all my current VHS tapes from. But I just never come across games. Or Blu-rays for that matter. I do have like an amount of DVDs too. Oh, that was almost it. Oh, that was almost it. Come on. No. Ho-ho! Man, if I did get an employee discount on Blu-rays, you bet your buns I would have had a collection north of 2,000. Thinking about that. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, did I get discounts? No, I definitely didn't, because my collection would have been 50 times the size it is now if that was the case. But that was always fun. It was kind of fun to look forward to Tuesdays, because it's like, oh, what's the new thing that dropped? Because because I typically had Monday and Tuesdays off when I worked there. So Tuesday was like the new movie release day. I remember I would always go in there right when the store opened too, and the person whose job it was to put out the new releases almost never had it done in time. So I would be like basically just looking at what's on the cart itself versus what's on the shelf. There are perks to working at Best Buy, because like what I had done was I went from GameStop to Target, and Target was never intended to be like a long-term thing. So a position like had like there were like job listings for the Best Buy, and I wanted to do like what was similar to GameStop, which Best Buy called it Lifestyles at that time. This would have been like 2015. But they ended up being like, no, our opening is in home theater. And I was like, oh, I don't know anything about home theater stuff. But I ended up really, really liking home theater stuff. And they really cared about you like being an expert. So like you got like really good deals on like the home theater stuff, because they want you to have it, because if you own it you can talk about it better and sell it better. So that's where I got all the stuff that's the speakers in this room I would not have if not having worked at that position. It was called Magnolia Home Theater. That's what I did. And they really did care about you being an expert, because to get the... I started as like part-time home theater, and then I wanted to... After discovering that I really, really liked the stuff a lot... Oh, I'm a dummy. I wanted to go into Magnolia, and to get into the Magnolia position, like they said, they really cared about you being an expert. And I had to take this like 75 question test to get like approved to do the role. Without passing said test, I wouldn't be allowed to like take the thing. They would move on to another applicant or whatever they're gonna do. It is kind of funny how it worked out though, because the position only opened up in Magnolia because the previous full-timer got arrested for an employee theft racket. Still had to pass the test though. It was required. Alright, you can kill them. Never really tried. Probably grapple beam point up there. I did all that premium home theater stuff, selling it for Best Buy for like toward 4 years. The last thing I did at that company though was leadership. I was like the team lead for their computers department, which I had like no passion for. Like I really enjoyed the theater stuff more, but it was good for the resume. But I ended up leaving to do installation work for Amazon, doing like smart home installs. And then that led me to doing premium home theater installation work, but that didn't really last too long. They didn't like me. It's hard to really do anything about that. The guy that was training me just like didn't like me. He didn't like answering questions. Like it was really strange. So he like, from what I can piece together, he recommended against me staying past the probation period really early on too, because never once did one of the managers of that company ever do like a one-on-one with me, or like how you doing, or what did you learn today. Like nothing, which makes me think that, you know, really early on they just decided not to pursue keeping me on board because of his early feedback he must have given them when I was like really new, which is a shame, because like I came into that job telling them like, hey, I got like a lot of experience like selling this stuff. I've always wanted to learn how to install it, but you know, I'll be kind of green starting out. And they were like, that's no problem. People usually start, you know, with no experience. One of our guys right now didn't know, you know, what the hell he was doing when he started here. So whatever. But man, the dude training me just did not care for me at all. So they sat me down at the 90-day review and were just like, so we're not going to continue with you. And I was like, what? No. But then it all kind of made sense. I was like, oh, that's why they didn't care at all about how I was doing. They just decided when the 90 days were done, I was done. But I will say a really kind gesture from the owner, because this is like a small company. Like, this is not a big corporation. It was a small business that had, you know, all these premium licenses and worked with all these crazy rich people. The owner paid me for the next 2 pay periods, which was really cool because that helped me keep regular income while I looked for the next thing. So although I can definitely say that the lower levels of leadership and the training guy were obviously terrible, not good, the owner guy, that was a really kind gesture to do that. Because it took me a while to find the next thing. The next thing I did was Lowe's Foods, which is like a local grocery store to this state that I'm in. I was a guest services manager for them. The Best Buy experience helped me get that position. And that's where I met Tori. Because Tori was, you know, the only guy that worked there that was into gaming stuff and talking about movies and whatnot. So him and I hit it off pretty well right from the get-go. And then I did like a filming session with Cameron for the Alien Colonial Marines stuff. And then I'm telling Tori about it. And then I was just like, oh, dude, you should just come over and we should do this together. See how it goes for us doing it too, in addition to you know, me doing it with Cameron. I didn't stay at that Lowe's food job for all that long though. The schedule was just killing me. The problem with being a guest services manager is you do the cash office stuff, which I had experience with thanks to GameStop and stuff, but the schedule is bonkers because to open the store, do the morning cash stuff for the location that I worked at, I had to wake up at like 4:45 a.m. local time and then drive to get there to be there by like 5:30. You get off at like 2:30, so it's like a, you know, standard kind of 8-hour thing. But if you're closing, you may end up working, like I wouldn't be getting home until like 11:30 p.m. So to have to be up until like 11:30 one day and then get up as early as 4:45 the next, and just like that whole thing interspersed was just like so awful. There were even a couple days where I had to do like a close to an open and get like, you know, 4 hours of sleep. It was bad. It was like sort of killing me. So I just really didn't like it. And they also kind of like, I had been hired on the understanding of working at their newest location, which is literally like 6 minutes from where I currently live. But then they ended up sending me to the store that's like 40 minutes away, which never sat with me right. So there's like some drama with all that crap. But I met Tori there, and that's what matters, because him and I stayed in contact after I had left. And yeah, the rest is history, so to speak. I also very briefly worked for ADT and did not like it one bit, and I was there for like not even 2.5, 3 months. I don't like that high pressure sales stuff. That's what they like wanted you to do. These fear tactics to scare people into getting security systems. Oh, there was a break-in, you know, nearby. Are you protected? Do you want to be next? Not a fan. My whole thing with selling stuff when I worked at Best Buy was just, I think the stuff is cool as hell, and I like talking about it. So like, that's generally speaking all I needed to do to sell it successfully. I never used like tactics. I'm not that kind of, I can't do that. Like I find that stuff kind of gross. Oh, you're supposed to use the shine spark here. Oh no, yeah, okay. Wait. Damn it, this is the invisible room. I need the gravity suit to do this right. Yeah, the ADT thing was like all commission too. So like, and I do mean all commission. There was no like safety net for if you didn't sell, you know. So that was the other problem, is that if you're not selling stuff, you're not getting paid. The only thing I ever sold that got me like a lot of commission was this local restaurant that used to have ADT, and then they switched to this like local startup that one of their own family members had started, and it all went completely sideways. So I just like basically got their system like reactivated with some new equipment. It's a great restaurant too. I loved eating there. I still go there sometimes. They don't remember me anymore. That's fine. I tried to get them some deals on the stuff too. That was the funny part, is that there were like people there that had been there for like 15 years. And the meta of their whole thing was that they would just like discount the systems that they sell to basically nothing. Because there's like a bonus for quantity. So like, let's say that I sell 3 things in a month. I make the commission off those sales. But if I sell 15 things, there's like this flat bonus that I get for just selling that quantity of things. So the people that have been there for a while, their whole shtick was just discounting systems to sell as many systems as they possibly could, because if they sold a certain amount of them, they start getting that flat bonus, and that flat bonus starts to add up. So these guys are selling like 15 to 20 packages per month, and like the back half of the ones they're selling, they're getting like all this just flat commission pay thing, kicker bonus thing from which is like really weird, because like it means that they're selling the stuff for like nothing. It's losing ADT like a lot of money on the initial sale. But of course, every time that I tried to do something like that, like, hey boss, what deal can I get, you know, for this guy, he wants to get X, Y, and Z, like my boss would like never work with me on that stuff. So like I could like never do that. I was able to worm out some stuff for the restaurant guy though. So his whole thing worked out, but yeah, I did not like that job at all. Oh, wasting super missiles here. Ooh, yeah, it's funny. I definitely have like a pretty varied resume. And so much of that was recently, like the last couple of years, really. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! No. Damn it. Damn it. I've never been good at the grapple beam for some reason. No! Time for fan tune. It's kind of cool how you can't save because there's no power. It's like, hey. Never really gone up before when there's no power. I wonder if there's anything to do. Probably not. This is the other way, but what's over here? Oh, can't use that. No power. If you hit him with missiles, it makes him angry, and then the pattern changes. I might do that toward the end. Do it now, just to get hits. Still do that. Oh my god. No! No, again! Alright. There we go. Yikes. Yay! And now the lights are back on. Hey. super missile. Ow. Alright, I gotta get the gravity suit now. I want you. What's going on, Miki? Oh, not nice. I don't want to be down here. What's up? What? Oh. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. You're good. Hi. What's up? Little Mickey. You had your little nap, and now you're good to go. She hung out with me on the couch during a filming session for the Halloween stuff that we've had in the works, Tori and I think that's her first appearance on Retro Boost Arcade, I'm pretty sure. She's been on the streams before. Okay, let's get the gravity suit. Ooh. No. No. The pancake capsule is ours. Bam. Second reserve tank acquired. There's 4 of those. Nikki, what you doing over there? She's scheming. Oh, what? Give me power bombs already. No power bombs. Which is a problem, because those are the tools of an explorer. Criteria. That's good. Oh crap. That's not good. Totally forgot where this is. Does this take us back to Brinstar? Or is this Meridia? I think this is the back way into Meridia. But I think you need the spring ball to do this. We'll see. Oh. no power bombs. Crap. Give me power bombs, you fiends. All right, perfect. This is Meridia. Which works, I mean, that's the next main destination. I think this will work. This is the sandy area, which is where the plasma beam is. What's up, Meekster? What you doing? What's it? Oh, back to your spot. Whoa, 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 whoa! No. Back to your spot. So I've taken like I've never done this before. So whoa! I think I just jumped to the freaking moon. Oh, I wall jumped off the dude. Every Metroid game has like the intended sequence. Like the game is laid out in a way that you would get the items in a very like specific order. That the developers intend you to get. So getting the gravity suit means I can explore Meridia, which is like primarily an underwater zone, but Meridia has 2 portions, or really 3 portions. Oh, damn it, I'm going in the morph ball. There's a huge underwater section that contains like a lab portion. And then there's this sandy area. And the sandy area is where you're ultimately trying to get to, because this is where the plasma beam is. Plus the spring ball. Wow, that was hard. So I found like a back way in, because normally there it is right there. Those three rooms. That's the room that I've run through that has that glass tube in it. You're supposed to use a power bomb to open that up, which leads to the whole underwater area. But I have entered from this side of it, which I don't think is a problem. Like, I'm pretty sure I can do what needs doing from here. As much as I know what the sequence of events are, I've never been good at like navigating this zone. I always get lost at some point. But it is definitely novel to enter this way. There's all the stuff that we like would have gone through. Okay, this puts us on the path to the spring ball. I'll need the space jump for this. Oh, that's the problem. I should already have the space jump, and I don't. So that is an issue. Because you need the space jump to navigate all this guff. I can get through this part because you're intended to be able to backtrack here if you decide to get too rowdy and skip ahead. So alright, so yeah, you can't. Alright, yeah. I gotta get the space jump first. Good night, Emmy. Nice to have you here. Give me power bombs. Give me power bombs. Yes. Yes. Okay, here's our map station. Yeah, so I have to get to that boss room. Oh, you know, I don't think the rooms were connected quite like that. I can check though. Well, I don't think I can get back up there though. It's worth a shot, I guess. Oh. Well, it's probably a bad idea. Should probably just do it the way it's intended. Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. I was like, oh man, it didn't break for a second there. I was a little worried. The game was like, but you've already been there. Why would it break? What's up, the Meekster? The Meeky. Oh, jump. Oh. No, god damn it. Ah. No. God. Float back up, you. that's coming through or not. If it is, audio, Discord. Mute. Hey, there we go. Alright, I think the perfect ending point to this is fighting Dragon, which is like the next boss at the end of this run. So now we're back in that sandy area again. Yeah, we need to take that super tube. Oh, nope. Here we go. We don't take the super tube. This is the snail room with the snails. What's up, Meekster? That's good. Snail room conquered. Ah. Okay, and then this is the weird room. This is where you have to intentionally like go down the sand. Don't be so stingy with the power bombs. God, the drop rate for power bombs is terrible. I'm pretty sure I should have more than 7. Maybe I do. Maybe that is the max. Seriously? Maybe I was thinking of a different room. That stupid sand thing. Alright. Nope. Hello, Andris. Andris. However that should be pronounced. I apologize if I got it wrong. Nice to have you here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Weird dang snake thing. You're not a real boss. I was just about to say that. I was like gonna say actually we should sing it. Hero Turtles. Teenage Mutant Pacifist Heroes. Solving all their problems with dialogue. Because violence is bad. Turtle power. Go away, mock troids. Hey. Alright, here we go. Oh. Energy's full, which is good. Because all I need is energy for this conflict. Come back, block. Oh, aren't you cute? There we go. That's probably why it doesn't come back. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna do the grapple beam thing here. Yeah, it's totally Anguirus from Godzilla. Ow. And now we have the space jump, which we needed this. So you can enter Meridia from the other side from the wrecked ship, but you need the space jump to fully explore it. Space jump gives us infinite leaps as long as you press the jumping button in the right rhythm. With the jump, you can't just like tap it indefinitely. There's like a rhythm to it. It's not an attack though. The screw attack is what turns the space jump into a weapon. Alright, save it there. Hopefully it stays saved, we'll see. That was a problem before. But if not, it's whatever. This is more about just kind of playing the game and having fun with the modded system. It looks fantastic, so very happy with the work. All right, so good progress in the game, but more importantly, the Super Nintendo experience now is absolutely awesome, and I'm very happy with it. I've got the video on this that's over this mod, comparing it pre-mod, post-mod with the RetroTINK 4K. I'm putting the final touches on that today. Yeah, right. I would need, I guess, what the current main emulation method would be Nintendo Switch Online, which I don't even pay for. Unless we're counting the Wii. I mean, I could do that. That would be funny, though. plot twist. Like it's like those people that get like caught cheating on Call of Duty, whatever, because they alt tab and show their stuff on accident. Like, yeah. Nope, definitely Super Nintendo. One thing I don't have actually is the remote to the 4K. I should have showed this at the beginning, but if I go back into it, we've got our RetroTINK 4K interface there. See, proof. Load. There's the regular file before doing auto gain, and then if I go to number 1, boop, there's my profile after auto gain. But just for giggles, I could do it live. Start here, and everybody watch the colors. Watch the white especially. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, gain. And dunzo. If you're watching a video that shows that process and you zip back and forth, it's pretty staggering what that can do. Although, generally need to bump it up a little bit. But that was the whole point of the profile. Because then I go here and bump these all up. There we go. You gotta be careful about adjusting those values. The higher they go, the higher the gain offset is, and you'll end up adding too much to the black. So the black stops being like beautiful, inky, and noise-free and starts to have some issue. But my profile number 1 has all that taken care of. So, bam! And then, second plot twist. This was an elaborate ruse, and this is a pre-recorded video that I've synchronized my movements, narration, and remote presses to. The controversy. Oh, I'm working on it. I gotta do the 5X Pro version of this video, which now I'm able to do because I got the SCART cable fixed. So that'll be what I do next. And now that I got the Super Nintendo kind of back in the equation, I think that opens up the door for me to look at the possibility of doing some kind of like 5X RetroTINK 4K comparison thing. Although I gotta really think how I want to do that, because I don't think it's fair to just like record a bunch of footage and put them side by side. Because there's more to those devices than just that. So I gotta think about how I want to approach that video to do all those devices justice. But yeah, so I'm putting the final touches in the 4K version. And then that might go live today if I get it done soon enough. Pretty much just at the exporting phase, but gotta go over, make sure it all goes well. So that'll be the end of today's stream. So thank you everybody who joined me today. Past 6 Emigeddon, Sir G. Also, hello there, Andreas. Nice to see you here as well. Plus all the others. Appreciate everyone coming in who's watching the stream or checks out the replay. This is a lot of fun. I'm also glad that it went well, because for those who weren't here at the beginning, just doing some new setup stuff here with the audio part of all this, which so far has behaved. So I think I'm doing good. So that'll be the end of today's stream. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.